Ebuka now asked Nengi. Nengi says, no, hey, before. Even Ebuka was like, I knew you would say it wasn't about you. Which housemate do they think faked triggering? I was just screaming from my house, Lucy, I beg. Now Lucy fake and pass. Hey homie, welcome back to my channel. How you doing? What's happening? My name is Omi or DK Mwachuku, and this is Talk to Your Homie TV, my darling. Here I love to give very sweet and juicy gist, and today we're talking Bbnaija reunion day 10. Okay, today was about the Gbazbo. You feel me? The ones that were done intentionally and the ones that were done, you know, free-spiritedly. Like the first one we discussed was Tolani and Katrina's fight. And then Prince and Ozo, you know, their fight. I have a strong opinion. Even though the housemate said one thing, me, I think otherwise, you feel me? We're going to be discussing it all today, my love. Before I start, subscribe to my channel. That's the only rule. Subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Please, guys. Thumbs up helps videos grow. I beg, stop. Like the video and let's start gisting. So Katrina and Tolani, you remember that iconic fight that they had here? Katrina cooked, Tolani had eaten earlier. Tolani asked her for food. You said, wait, food was the main issue, and Katrina was shouting. Tolani was shouting at some point. Tolani was like, stupid ass, lady, more. Oh yeah, what happened now? Tolani was like, see, let her just be real. Like, Katrina has been annoying her since. Katrina has been triggering her since. She told Dorothy before that Dorothy, better warn this your friend because I get grab for body. You get me? So that day, she had to just let it out. That she knows that sincerely, she shouldn't have reacted, but man, she wanted to just let Katrina know that, see, don't come close to me, don't cross me, you get me? So you now ask Katrina like, how far? Katrina was like, see, and which is something that I want us to just reason. Yeah, she was like, see, that's her personality, that's who she is. Do you get me? Like, it's her story. Like, we don't know her story before now, how far she has come, what she has been through. So because of all the struggle she went through, that's why she keeps or she pulls up this whole boss lady vibe. And I think that's something that we as human beings need to now be aware of, like going forward. Like, we need to understand where people are coming from. Do you get me? And who they are. And just, I think that if we understand who they are and why they act that way, the way they act will be like, we'll be able to like relate to the way they act. You get me? Even though I'm not gonna lie, in the house, Katrina was annoying. Let's be real, she was annoying. But I feel like because even when Ebuka even asked V, like, okay, but wait, was it just the food? They were like, no. V and I think Prince were like, no, even after she left, they still had issues about food. She wasn't the reason they fought about food, but maybe then it was easy to just, I don't know, whatever it is, man. I just feel like we need to understand where people are coming from, to get me, and that way we're able to understand them more. But that's Tolani and Katrina. But the main meat of the whole gist of today's reunion was Prince and Ozo. So they played that fight now. See all the videos on my Instagram page, Talk to Your Homie TV, literally everything is there. Go and watch it because it was hot, yeah. So they, you know, the day they were supposed to do rehearsals for their upcoming tag show, and Ozo was head of house. And I think so when they're about to start, Prince goes to go and urinate, and Ozo got angry. He was really angry, like, Prince, leave here, you will not, all the energy, all the oh yeah, now how far? Ozo was like, man, that he was just like, he was reacting naturally, but everybody in the room, but almost everybody felt like, nah man, it was the whole Nengi P, Tricky T, Tolani bad. They all felt like it was because, like, I mean, we know at that time Nengi was in between Ozo and Prince, yeah. So they felt like, cause that whole anger was like, where did it come from? From nowhere, do you get? So they felt like it was because of Nengi. And if you ask me, I feel like it was because of Nengi too. Ozo liked Nengi. Ozo did not, and I mean, look at the way the show went. The fact that Prince was like in between. In fact, the fact that Prince was the only person that Nengi was considering aside him, if you ask me, Omi or DKO, I'd say, like, man, I think that would have been why he needed to just put Prince in his place, just shake Prince a little, you get me? And even Prince was like, man, that initially when the shouts happened, he was like, okay, what's that? But later he realized that it's probably because of Nengi. But Ozo said no, that he was just angry. He wanted them to win, like, you know, the whole tax thing, he wanted them to win. And afterwards, he apologized to Prince, even apologized to the whole house. Dorothy was like that, bruh. She was like, Ozo, how far? She has to ask him, like, what was that shout about? Are you sure it was normal? Because it was from nowhere. Ebuka now asked Nengi. Nengi says, no, hey, before. Even Ebuka was like, I knew you would say it wasn't about you. She was like, no, that it wasn't about how, that it was just about the task, that now that they've left the house and she knows who Ozo is right now, she can now tell that he's somebody who, like, wants to win. If he puts his mind at, like, to do something, he wants to, But I'm like, a big Joe. Here we know. I joke. Also wanted to get Nengi, and Prince was the only option aside him. As far as like the first, I think first 2-3 weeks, showed. Obviously, me, if you ask me or DKO, but also fam might say, oh me, you can say what you want to say, but I just feel it was about Nengi. And then they not asked, but what made Ozo and Prince's friendship like not work? Prince was like that. He tried to be Ozo's friend, but there was just something off, and he felt like it was the whole Nengi thing. Every time he tried to get close to Ozo, there was something that was just in the way, so he just chilled. Ozo said no, man, that the reason he wasn't close to Prince was because of how Prince reacted when somebody won, and I want us to discuss that a lot here. So the thing was that when we watched the show, I could tell if you win, everybody does a task here, and you win and Prince does not win, oh my gosh, Prince will literally like recoil. He will be sad almost all through the night. Like he will be sad. He will go to his bed. He might even cry at some point. Like it was so deep, and also was like that was his own turn off. He was like, man, relax, because if I win and you're really sad, I won't be able to celebrate my win because you're sad. You get me? That was like why he was off, Prince. But Prince was like, see, that's who he is. You get me? Like the fact that he's sad does not mean that you should not celebrate, but that's who he is. And I know before this time in Mercy's set, someone that had this issue was Thelma. Thelma was like that. If she does not win, she was really, really sad. But then again, so there are two things. I feel like, we're allowed to just react how we want to react. Do you get? If we're going to be real, and before we even talk about this, put yourself in both positions. If we're going to be real, if you go to Bbnaija house, if I were the one and this particular task is 2 million naira, 5 million naira, 10 million naira, brother, it will pepper me too. I'm not going to lie. I will be angry. Just that I might not, no, maybe not angry, but I'll be sad and disappointed that I did not win. Maybe I might not come and show it and cry, oh, I will not do that, but I will be sad. So I don't feel like it's out of place for Prince to be sad. Like that's him. It might be tiring, it might be annoying. Of course it will be tiring. Like every day you're always sad. What's up? You get me? But we don't know his background. We don't know the pressure that he has been put on him before he came to the house to win. Because you come to a house does not mean that, oh, you have to be perfect or you have to act like every other person. No, man, we are all coming from a different background, if you ask me. So, but according to Ozo, that was why he and Prince like disconnected here. So we kind of asked Vivi was like, man, that because Ozo kind of tempted Prince to be a sore loser. Of course, like if he loses his sword, you get me? V was like that. She would not call him a sore loser, but he was overly competitive. Which it's Bbnaija house. We're all competitive. Duh. That's why you came to the house, to compete for the prize, you get me? But Tolani was like, no matter what, man, she liked him, so she like, even if he was sad, but allow the matter, man, because I remember I used to have one boyfriend, oh my gosh, that he was an Arsenal fan. Imagine being an Arsenal fan like many years ago, bruh, if they play a match and Arsenal loses, hey, see that night like this, I literally will be praying to God for those that he doesn't like, so that they don't lose, because if they lose, he will be sad. He was supposed to give me money. He will not give me the money. I swear. I'll literally have to just be talking like, oh no, baby. As if it's sick. Oh no, calm down, because of losing. It can be tiring. But Tony was like, see, she liked him still. So she tried to motivate him in those periods, yeah? Wait, before we go on, I have something huge to announce to you. I couldn't even show my face for this one because I am too happy. I don't even know. I would have been laughing at all more. Let me just tell you the tea, yeah? YouTube invited your own baby girl, you get me, for a party, my darling, tomorrow. That's like today when you're watching this video, yes? So let me tell you the trick here. It's a virtual party, you get me? I'm going to serve you food and drinks. I'm going to dress up and look pretty, but I want to share with you. So I will most likely go live on YouTube from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. You get me? All you have to do is join me. You get me? Watch me, see me, celebrate. Oh, yeah. These are also paying off. Just be happy for me. You feel me? I know you feel me. See, don't even do it. It's a date between you and I. Today, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. my darling. Now let's get back to the gist. But then something was now said. Prince was like, see, that he feels like, first of all, it's a competition. they all came there to compete. Leave him to react the way he wants to react now. And it was annoying because at some point when he left the house, he now saw that V and Neo started to antagonize him. They started to talk a lot about him, losing and being sore. You get me? And there was even a time where they kind of sabotaged him. Like they were supposed to hide a ball. That was such a huge matter in this reunion. No, listen and judge the matter logically. Don't be emotional, sentimental. Yeah. Okay. So they're supposed to hide the ball, and then when it was Prince's turn, he wasn't sure, but he guessed it was V. Say hide it very well, it's Prince's turn. Do you get me? So he was like, so that means they knew that he was like that, and they now started to now work against him and try to make his own task harder for him. Do you get? And V was like, first of all, nobody formed a team against you. That wasn't what it was. You get that? It was just like, that was your weakness. Everybody knew. And if you know that it's a competition here, guess what? I'll obviously play on your weakness. And Prince was like, are you admitting the fact that he sabotaged me? And I was like, wait, chill. That's one problem that we need to task right now, or tackle. Let nobody know your weakness. I've said this before, I'm saying it again. See, whether you're Prince, whatever it is, let no one know your weakness. Because you see, on earth, in life here, if people know that this is your weakness, they will make a mess of it. They will trample on you. They will use it to poke you. And I know that this can be hard for some people to get to, but I'm telling you, make sure you, first of all, try and deal with it. But even if you cannot deal with it, don't allow the next person know. Whoever, just make sure that if you're dealing with a weakness, don't show it to the world. Now, on one hand, it's good to express yourself, show it with the world, be yourself. But I would tell you, because of how cruel this world can be, hide your weakness. Because no matter how Prince was like that, they were trying to use it against him. They'll use it against you because they know that if you lose, you'll be sad. You get me? Honey, hide your weakness. It is very, very important. No. Tried to argue how, because people see that he watched a lot of videos when he left the house, and he was like, there were a lot of times that Neo and V were talking about him. They really discussed him a lot, and Neo was like, no, that was not true. That when they talk, it's not like it's gossip because they know that somebody must hear. I'm like, what are you saying, Neo? That's my pee with Neo. And that Neo has been like this since the house. He never wants to agree. Even if you catch Neo doing this, he will start speaking. No, that relax. If you spoke about him, you spoke about him. Do you get? It's not even able to say no, leave that thing. There were a lot of times you spoke and you were whispering. Don't come and say the whole house will hear, somebody will hear. You guys, a lie. You were, just own it, man. And this was how it was in the house too. It's okay if you spoke about somebody. That's how I felt in the house, man. It's okay, and you're all playing a game. That's why I like how you came and said, see, it was your weakness and it was a competition, so I would play your weakness a loss. Now you go show them, say you get weakness. Now do you get me? Yeah, man. But that's my P with Neo. He doesn't just know how to just own up to what he doesn't know how to own up to it. He will be arguing up and down, just like, brother, if you can do it, you should own up to it, man. Do you get me? Nothing's gonna happen. No one's really going to beat you. Do you get me? What do you think, though? Do you think they were too extra, or do you agree with me? Hide your weakness. Do you get me? Do you also agree or disagree that Neo and V were they started to antagonize Prince in the house? And they asked a question. Is Prince does Prince see himself as a threat? Prince says yes, he does. Praise says yes, he does. Praise says that Prince was a threat in the house, of course, because he was overly competitive. Ozo says no, that according to him, Prince was not a competition at all. Do you get me? Bruh, he came there to do his game and do it very well. Do I think this was a competition? I'm not going to lie. In the house, I did not think so. I might have obviously felt like Ozo wanted Prince out of the way so that he can get Nengi. And I feel like the moment Ozo got close to Nengi, he did not really care about anybody. That's how I feel. He did not care about anybody. He was good at his game. He was a smart person. From my own point of view, I don't think Ozo saw him as a threat. No. What do you guys think? You think Ozo saw him like a threat? Please let me know. Then next, now Ebukana asked a question about which housemate do they think faked triggering. I was just screaming for my house, Lucy, I beg. Now Lucy fake and pass. What are you talking about? Brother Lucy, how far? Tricky, my guy, we know they lie, when they say truth. He said, now it was Lucy because Lucy in the house and Lucy outside the house are two different people. That hanging out with Lucy outside the house, he's looking like this is not the Lucy that I met in the house. And if that's true, then that's bad. Because I would have loved to see the Lucy that Tricky knows outside the house in the house. Because, I don't know, man. The car that Lucy sold to me was just, even me attire when she was the ones to vex. I'm just like, what's up with this girl? It would have been nice to have seen and like a sweet side of her. Even though I don't know, man, because I feel like, especially when Katrina left, she might have felt like, okay, now her pally has gone, so it was not her against the whole house. She gets, so maybe I don't know. I just would have loved to see a calmer, nicer Lucy. Lucy was just too angry a lot of times for no reason. I wish I had seen a calmer Lucy, in all sincerity. Lucy says to her that people that she felt acted for the camera or like were just funny were Kaisha and Erica. Kaisha, let me see. I don't know. Kaisha was a different individual, brother. She was such a different individual. She was on her own lane. Did she act for the camera? I don't know. I didn't see her like that. I saw her like such a different. She was like queer. She's a unique character. The person I watched on the show, Kaisha, was a unique character. And I mean, I don't know how you can go to the house and want to act fake and act annoying. Like in the house, like you're supposed to sell your best side. If you ask me, like if I go to the Bbnaija house, I have to sell my best side. I mean, I don't even care whether I'm evicted today, tomorrow, last day. But I mean, I want to win the money. Don't joke on me. But like, I want to show my best side because the whole world is watching me. Brands are watching. You get me? Like staff of brands are watching. Bruh, I want you to see that I'm good, man. I speak English. You know, I want you to see me. I don't want to come and be showing that. Oh, you get me? So I don't know. But for Erica, do I think Erica played? Man, first of all, the fact that Erica was an actress, or is an actress rather, in the house, I looked at her funny. I think, I don't know. For me, in the house, I just wish that the kid character was not there for Erica. I feel like having kid there took so much out of my looking at her. Every time I like most, so let's say out of 100, maybe 70% of the time I saw Erica, she was with kid. So that was it. When she was not with kid, like there was one day, in fact, I don't need to go into details, but when she was not with kid, it was nice to see her. She looked like a real person, but like with kid and with Lego, she was different. It felt like she was on a mission when it came to kid, and in fact kid in particular. You get me? I feel like she was on a mission. I still would say that, I don't know. Let me not stir waters and make fans come and say, "Oh me, ha ha ha." But I just wish that the kid character and Erica had not merged, if you ask me. But then again, kids has connection. Everybody wants connection. Erica, you know, it's not bad to want what you want. But they go into the house for different reasons. You get me? Yeah. But for me, just trying to look at her personality. I just wish the kid character was not there for too long. You get me? Yeah. But that's all, my darling. Don't forget, we're chill, guys. Have you watched me prepping for my court wedding vlog? If you have not watched it, you are missing. Nothing you can tell me, guys. You want to watch that one? How we chose the ring, what we did, how I'm living my life in Abuja. You get me? You really want to watch that one? I'll put the link to that vlog down below, guys. Go and click it. And that's it, man. I love you guys so much. Please subscribe to my channel. Let's grow. I want to be seeing 1K subs, in a day. I'm like, well, thank God. You get me? Please, really subscribe to my channel. Like this video, please. I beg you, like this video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.